All right. Let's get that together. Okay, so first of all, before we get started, I want to direct your attention to this awesome shirt. So I'm going to stand up here so you can see the shirt. All right. And hopefully you can read English and understand what that stands for. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody doing tonight? I thought this shirt was appropriate. I thought this shirt was appropriate. So, all right. We are going to get into this topic in just a moment. And I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys are having a good week. So, we're going to talk about this and a few other things as well. Hey, there's Asif. I'm back. Busy with work and prepping. I can imagine. I know you. I was wondering where you were, my friend. I wonder where you've been. So, all right. So, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that as well. Want to remind everybody, family friendly oriented channel. I would ask everybody to please be kind in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. Let's just be having a good conversation and we will go from there. All right. So, please be decent. And if you cannot abide by those easy, simple rules, those awesome people with the little blue wrenches, they will send you a packing if you cannot behave yourself. All right. So let's just enjoy each other's company, have a good chat, and go from there. If you have any questions that you want to stand out, can I pronounce? ah, come on now, Diamond. That's not nice. Yes, I know. Massachusetts, right? Is that right? I always say two-sits, and it's chew-sits. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, guess what? I don't care. All right. If you have a question, all cap locks, please, just so it stands out for me. I like that question though. I know I do say it wrong most of the time. So Sharon Barrett says, Ed, did you watch the president's address yesterday? No, I did not. Um, I generally don't watch presidential addresses, no matter who's in office, because I think that they're all full of crap. They all have an agenda. That's just my opinion. It's a lot of grandstanding. It's a lot of nonsense where, you have the one, what always kills me, what always kills me about these presidential State of the Union addresses, right? Whoever's the one that is in power at the time. So they talk, and all their constituents, all the Republicans or all the Democrats, whoever that may be, they stand up and, oh, yes, yes, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. While the other side sits there and does nothing. It is just so there. It reminds me of putting a group of kids together and saying, okay, what is your favorite color? Do you like blue or do you like green? Which one do you like better? And then they go, well, I like green. So, okay, if you like green, you stand over here. And if you like blue, you stand over here. And then they're going to get into an argument about what's the better color. I mean, that's what it reminds me of. That's what these politicians remind me of. Just putting that out there. Um, yeah, it's bragging about what you think you did and what else you want to push over on us. Right, exactly. I couldn't agree more. And I find that, well, we can get into that. We can get into that another time. But I want to talk about something, to be clear on a few things. All right. So what blows me away is we, the United States of America. So when I say, my country, right? My country, United States of America, because I live here. This is my country. We have the audacity, and realistically, I mean, we need to look at this realistically. There's an old saying: those that live in glass houses should not throw stones. We are in no position whatsoever, ever, to cast judgment on what another nation does to another nation. We really don't. Now, that being said, all right, that being said, what's going on with the Ukrainian people is not right. I don't think that it should be happening. I don't think that that is the way that you deal with the issues that are at hand. I think that there's always other options, excuse me, than using military force. That's just strictly my opinion, okay? But yes, and exactly. RC says we are not getting good information. You exactly are right about that, Robert. We are not getting good information. You have to remember we are being fed what they want us to see. You need to remember that. So, like I said again, but like for from my position, the way that I feel, I think there's always other options that you can use other than military force. Now, Russia is doing to Ukraine exactly what we did to Afghanistan, to Iraq. Did we not? Now, I will give you a difference. I will give you something that is different, and you tell me. And I'm gonna make the statement. I'm gonna make the statement, and then you tell me which country did this. Which country, before it bombed an area, told the civilians to get out of this area? We're going to bomb this area. Hey, Asif, we are if we renew the oil leases and increase our oil production to stop buying Russian oil, we would end this with no time since Putin could not afford the invasion with $40 oil. Hold on a second. Let's do the rest of the statement there. Come on, let's go, Brandon. Exactly. Great statement, Asif. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you very much um, for the statement as well. That is very, very awesome. Okay. So, what country these are your choices. You have the United States and you have Russia. Which country, before they went in and bombed the crap out of a city, said to the people in that city, get out, we're coming for this city? Which one did that? Which one did not do that? So in the comments, guys, I want to see. So you're saying the one that, I'm asking you for the one that did it, the one that warned the people to get out. So this is what the question is, okay? Was it the United States that warned them, or was it Russia that warned them? So we have a mixed bag here in the comments. But those of you that said Russia, you are correct. Russia had said, we're coming in here. If you're a civilian, get out of here because that's where we're coming. They just did that. When we went in and we attacked Iraq, or we went in and we went into Afghanistan, we didn't say, okay, listen, if you live in this city, we're coming. And if you're a civilian and you don't want to be part of it, get out. We didn't do it. We went in there, and if you guys remember correctly, we bombed Iraq. I think it was literally for 40 days. 40 days, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, please correct me on that. All over that country, bombed the crap out of them before we even put a boot in the ground. That's what we did. It was shock and awe. Do you remember that, guys? I remember shock and awe. I do. I remember it like it was yesterday. Um, you know, so something to think about. Something to think about. So, but you know, was it? I don't remember. I think it was about 40 days though. I know it was a long time that we just kept bombing the crap out of everything. We were going after military installations, their oil reserves, their whatever the you know any kind of tanks or military movements, or the infrastructure in the different cities. So when you go in and you go into a city and you hit their communications, and you hit their power systems, and you hit their water systems, that affects everybody in the city, not just the military people. So something to think about. Something, I'm just, like I said, I'm sharing this. um but then we're going to sit there, and this is where I do have a problem, and it makes us look like complete tools as Americans. Okay, makes us look like complete tools when we're gonna sit there and cast judgment and judge somebody else for doing the same things we do. Now, somebody had said in the comments when I talked a little bit about this earlier today, they said, well, the United States went through the United Nations and they had all these other people on board, and Saddam Hussein wouldn't let the inspectors come in to check and see if he had weapons of mass destruction and all this type of stuff, right? So I'm gonna remind you guys of something else as well. Couple things I want to remind you. So we're just gonna do a little history lesson, and you tell me who the aggressive country is realistically and who's not. See, this is the fun part of this. Do you guys remember when we were getting ready to pull out of Syria? I want you guys, and again, these are things that happen. They're done, bam, blink of an eye, things change. Oh, nope, change of mind. We're doing this, we're doing that. We were getting ready to pull out of Syria. We're like, okay, we're done. We're not going to mess with Syria anymore. We're going to get out of there. And then all of a sudden, if you guys remember, Assad used chemical weapons on his own people. Do you remember that? And what happened? Oh, we got to stay. We can't leave now. This is horrible. I can't believe this guy did this. He's using chemical weapons on his own people. There you go. So we have to stay, right? Remember that? I do. And guess what? We're still involved in that situation. Guess what? Assad is not out of power over there. He's still in power, right? So, these are the things that people need to pay attention to. They're little games constantly being played. Um, Putin made a statement, guys, and he wasn't wrong when he made this statement. He said, the U.S. has military bases all over the world. He goes, do we? Does Russia? Now, that's a question. Does Russia have military bases all over the world like the United States does? Does Russia go all over the world, topple governments, disrupt whole countries, destroy everything like that? I'm going to give you another example of something. And there's a couple of things that these countries have in common. We're going to talk about these things that these countries have in common. It's very interesting. Again, if you pay attention to what is going on, it makes so much more sense. When you had Iraq, you had Libya, you had Syria, three different countries that said, we are not going to go anymore with the fiat dollar. We're going to go on the gold standard. We're going to get away from that, right? We're getting away from that. We're going to do our money based on gold. What happened to those three countries? What happened to them? Do you guys know what happened to them? Overthrew this in Gaddafi. He got overthrown. He was killed. They dragged him in the streets. Oh yeah, and what has happened to that country since they took him out of power? That country's a freaking cesspool now. It's a crap hole. What happened to Iraq? Iraq's a crap hole now, right? It's a cesspool because they wanted to change. They didn't want to be under the thumb, right? Of what country? What country is the one in charge, guys? Think about it. What country is the one in charge? We are the United States of America. Everything is done. They get us on board. Rah, 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 rah. Yay, America. We're the tough guy. We're going to show you. You're the ones, the bad guys. And what do? We go in and we overthrow stuff. We put in these puppet governments that are yes man to us. That's what we do. And we do it all the time. And we always say, oh, well, we're doing it because we're helping the people, right? We're helping the people. We're not helping the people. We don't give a crap about the people. I'm going to be real clear again. And again, strictly, guys, this is my opinion. This is some dude. I'm just a nurse, right? Sitting back watching this stuff. Iraq was about oil. If you think Iraq was other than anything than oil, then you are, in my opinion, strictly again, my opinion, I think you're delusional. It was about oil and oil, period. Afghanistan was about the precious minerals that are there in the opium. Because if you remember, the Taliban was burning the poppy fields at first until they realized how lucrative a business that it could be because we got in there. And then they realized, well, hey, you know what? We need to have stability. Got to make sure America has its heroin. I mean, my goodness, we can't have that not coming down, right? Guys, evil empire, if you want to call it an evil empire, that is America. Okay. We are playing games. We've been yeah, no, Ed, Iraq needed a landscaping ideas, right? Scary, scary. Hey, Mountain Girl, how you doing tonight? Prep for peace of mind. We are Legion. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Now it sounds. Thank you very much, Mountain Girl, for the donation as well, and thank you for being here. I appreciate that. It may sound like I'm trying to be anti-American and bashing America. I'm not. I love my country. I love my country. I love America. We have more freedoms than anybody else in the world, to be honest with you. But if you really look at our agenda, we push our influence around the entire world. And if you don't agree with us and if you don't do what we say, then we destroy you. That's the way it goes. Us and Israel, realistically, we're the two countries, and we, of course, we completely back Israel. Israel wouldn't be the country that they are without us. Now, don't get me wrong. Israel's a tough country. They take care of their business. They're very good at fighting. They have to be. They have to be. But you look back in history. You look back in history. Any great empire, any great empire. I always tell people this: we are the modern day Rome. And why did Rome get destroyed? Endless wars and internal fighting within itself. They killed themselves. Realistically, their men and women were tired of fighting all these wars forever and ever and ever. Stretched too thin, spreading the empire all over. The Ottoman Empire, same thing. Genghis Khan, same thing. These are huge areas. You look at the unification of China, with the first great emperor, same thing. He went and killed everybody else, brought everybody under heel. This is what happens. These great empires eventually they fall. And generally it is because of greed, uh, you know, people getting lazy, expecting everybody else to do something for them because they're so great and they're so wonderful. We're in that situation right now, guys. That's the way I feel. What scares the crap out of me, I'll be honest with you, more than anything else, with what everything that is going on, what scares me more than anything else is China just sitting back. Because if we end up, and so what I want you to remember too, Putin and Biden talked before, and there was talk that we would not go nuclear. So the chances of Putin going nuclear, unless we continue to push him back into a corner, and like I said in the beginning of this chat, pushed into a corner, what do? Fight or flight, basically, right? So if you're pushed back into a corner and you have these tools in your tool bag that you haven't used yet, but hey, I'm being pushed into a corner, now I may use them, right? These things happen. So now Russia is being vilified. They're the bad guy. Again, I am not ever going to justify what is going on. The Ukrainian people, they should not be there. Uh, there's more to everything than we are being told. Always is, always will be. I've heard a lot of different things, but I'm not going to sit on my channel and do speculation and say, well, this is because of this or this is because of that. I'm not going to do that. Like I said, I don't think attacking a country is the way to go, but we better be watching out for China. I'm telling you right now, guys, we better be watching out for China. They are the ones that we really need to be concerned about because they want to be the next superpower. With all of us distracted over here in Ukraine and Russia and all these other countries getting involved and sticking their noses into it, which I understand why. I do, because Ukraine is not a big country. They can't defend themselves properly, obviously. But while all that's going on, what's China doing? How long is it going to be before we see China, which has how many times said that Taiwan is theirs? That is their country and they're going to take it back. What are we going to do then? We've already talked about that we would back Taiwan. This president that we have right now said that same thing, but then of course they backpedaled on that, right? Be careful, guys. I mean, that's the biggest thing that I could say with all of this. We got to be really, really careful. What do we got? 570 in the chat, folks. We got 200 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. So thank you for doing it for that reason. Also, the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the algorithms. So I thank you for that reason as well. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure that you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So thank you for that reason as well. I feel like I'll be honest with you. Um, you know, that I'm wasting time, not talking with you guys, but for me right now, I feel like a really strong urge that I need to be in West Virginia. I'm not going to lie. Hey, Asif, China just said it was time for Taiwan to come home. Yes, yep, they put that up there. Absolutely, I saw that as well. Thank you very much for the donation, Asif. I appreciate that, and thank you for that statement. You're right. So, yeah, there's it's a matter of time, and then once Taiwan is back under the fold, if you will, of China, then what's next for China? They have aspirations. They have things that they want to do. You know, uh, it's just it's crazy. It is crazy. We just need to, like I said, continue to stay vigilant, pay attention to what's going on. Uh, Scary times, to be honest with you, scary times, and it is, and like I said, I feel like I need to. I'm not worried about nukes in the U.S. Randy Romans. There would be other things. See, the problem that I have. If something went down in the United States, like a grid down situation or something like that, it could be our own freaking government that would do it and then blame it on somebody else. That would not surprise me. That wouldn't, and that's not, I'm not trying to spread false information or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But that would not shock me if that was a tool that was used to draw us into something, to try to unify us, to get us to who is the bad guy. That's where I'm at with that. Um, Regina says I'd be more worried about an EMP over nukes. You know what? If you did an EMP, you destroy all the infrastructure. You would destroy everything, and they don't want it destroyed. They want it. You look at China. Look at if you guys had any idea, realistically, if you did the research, um, how much money China has invested in the United States, they're not. I don't think there'll be an EMP. I honestly don't think that would be the route that would be done. They want us to destroy ourselves. Remember that, okay? All right, guys, time for Mark Smith to be gone here. Somebody get rid of Mark Smith, please, because this is not the place for that. I know you're here playing games, so somebody remove him. Thank you very much. Thank you, JJ. I saw the first comment and I let it go, but then I saw the second comment. It was time to say goodbye. Just This is not a place for stupidity. I'm not going to allow stupidity on this channel. I'm not. That makes me a dictator. Well, welcome to the dictatorship of Ed, right? So just I want us to have good conversations. I want good feedback. Um, you know, yeah, probably a scammer. Yeah, just somebody just trying to cause trouble. That's all that is. But so now they're gone. So they didn't get the attention that they wanted, and it's over. But anyway, guys, we just there's a lot going on. There's a lot that we're never going to be privy to. They're never going to give us all the information. Um, we just need to take care of our business. We need to take care of our business. I've had people say to me, and I always love this too. Well, when you're censoring people on your channel, that's not right. You're doing the same thing like YouTube does. No, if you come here thinking that you're going to cause disruptions, come here thinking you're going to be an a-hole to people in the chat, that's not going to happen here. You know, I don't mind if somebody disagrees with what I say, as long as you're respectful. I have no problem with that at all. But if you come on here and think you're going to be a jerk, that's just not going to be happening. It's just not, so, but, yeah. So again, when it comes to what we're being, Ed, you see the job postings for gun websites, 2,000 a day, Ukraine and help with fighting against the Russians. Very suspect job list. I did not see that. I would be very careful with that. Actually, the United States has recommended to Americans not to go over and fight. It's not our fight. It really is not. It's not our fight. So, but we just have to be careful, guys. I want you guys to think about this. If they can get a bunch of us, really true patriotic people, to go over and fight and die or whatever, and we're over there and we're not home, and then something happens here at home, how much are you going to be able to help if you're over fighting someplace else? Something to think about, right? I just we need to be, you know, heck, all these middle-aged wannabe mercs. Here's your chance. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm too old for that. Yeah, middle-aged mercenaries, exactly. Yeah, there's no glory. There's no honor in it. There really isn't. There really isn't. You know, and of course now, what are you hearing? What are you hearing? Right, Russia. Russia. There's something else I wanted to bring this up. Russia is targeting civilians, right? Which is horrible if it's true. Horrible if it's true. I want to ask you this. How much outrage did you see from the American people, right? Now, this is a question because recent history, we're going to go with recent history. We're withdrawing from Afghanistan. We're withdrawing from Afghanistan. They have the bomb happening at the airport. 13 service members were killed, right? Horrid, horrible, horrible thing. Should never have happened. A bunch of civilians were killed. So what did we do, the United States? We sent in a drone rocket and we killed a guy that was organizing the attack. We killed him and a bunch of children and women along with it. But yet, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wrong intel. Oops. Sorry. Killed the wrong person. Killed a bunch of civilians. Killed a bunch of women. Killed a bunch of children. Right? Remember that? I remember that. But where was the outrage then? Where was the outrage of people then? Innocent people were killed. But supposedly we were getting the mastermind of the one who did that, right? So hold on, I got to show you. Yes. Yes, ma'am. And there's Mr. Max. You don't care. Max, like, I don't care. So, anyway, um, but again, so where's the outrage then? Do you see what I mean? If it's convenient for us to be outraged, if it's convenient for us to be outraged over something, we jump all on it. Remember, all the everything on the news were manipulated constantly, right? If a police officer goes ahead and kills a white guy that's unarmed for whatever reason, that's not worthy of the news. We're not going to show that. But heaven forbid, if a white cop kills somebody of color, whatever color, doesn't matter. Oh my God, it's all over the place and it's outrageous and it's horrible and it's terrible. It's all manipulation, folks. It's all manipulation. People are killed every day. Atrocities happen every day. And here's the thing is I want you to realize too, okay? Racism happens every single day in this country by every different background of people perpetuating that crime on somebody else that they don't like. Happens every day. So it's not just the evil white man. Oh my God, the evil white man's responsible for every atrocity that happens forever, right? Oh my God, they're horrible. It's white people. That's the accepted thing today. It's what they push out there constantly, right? But the reality is, if you look at history, throughout history, I want you, we hear a lot about, and rightly so. So please don't think I'm undermining it or belittling it or stuff like that. We hear about the slavery that happened here in the United States. What about the slavery that is happening right now around the world and in the United States as well? There's sex trafficking going on all the time. Women are brought in from different countries. A lot of women from Middle Eastern countries, or not Middle East. I'm sorry, like Ukraine and all those things. They think that they're coming here because they're going to get jobs as models and everything like that, and they end up in a sex trade. That happens all the time. A lot of Asian women, same thing. They come here from different Asian countries. They think they're going to be getting something great. Nope, they end up in a sex trade. So it's modern day slavery. It happens. There's a big demand, in Middle Eastern countries. They want those white women. You know what I mean? Oh my God, yes, let me get those white women, and they're slaves. That's happening right now, but you don't hear about that because it's not convenient to hear about that. Uh, you think about, I want you guys to really think about this one for a second. With all the tools that we have right now, With all these scumbags out there with pedophilia, how is that even still going on? How is that even possible? Because the power, yeah, where are all the white women at? Yes, that's a Blazing Saddles. Thank you for that. That's a great reference. Absolutely. Why isn't that being stopped? Because the powers that be are benefiting from it. And some of them are those people that are greatly involved in that type of stuff. Look at the Catholic Church, folks. And I'm just using that one. That one. Look what happened in the Boy Scouts. Look what happened there. You get these people, these predators, put themselves into positions of trust, being priests, being Cub Scout leaders, all these type of situations, so they can have access to children. And then when it was found out, now it's changing supposedly in the Catholic Church now. But when they found out that it was happening, did they get rid of them? Did they call these people out? Nope. They shuffled them and moved them over to this parish over here instead. We're gonna just make it go away. That's not how it should be done. There's only one. Anybody that's watched this channel knows how I feel about pedophiles, and I know that there's only one cure to make sure that they never hurt another child again. There's only one cure. And I would be more than happy. I volunteer to be the person that would do that. I have no issue with that. I would not lose 1 second of sleep. If I knew that one child was going to be protected by my actions against one of those type of people, I'd be more than happy to do it. That's just kind of where I stand with that. So, so anyway, but that's just me. What kills me about that, if you look at it, you go out and you kill somebody, you know, a lot of times, or you look at, okay, I'll even give you a better example. You look at what happened January 6th and the sentences some of these folks have gotten from January 6th because they did a stupid thing, which I will never say that they were in the right, because they were not in the right. They should have stayed out of that building. Um, but look at the long sentences that some of those folks have gotten. Okay. But if you're out there molesting little kids, you get break after break after break after break. And then if you finally do go to jail, you only go to jail for a short period of time. That's disgusting to me. And then they're out, right? And they could be considered a level 3, which is a level 3 is one that they believe, a level 3 is you. Yeah, oh yeah, Washington folks are being used as examples. Absolutely. Hey, Freddie left you. Hello, PN1. Did you hear about Jim Boeheim, Syracuse University coach wife, who got robbed at gunpoint at Syracuse Mall yesterday? I did not hear that. I did not hear that. That's fun, right? How nice for that lady to deal with that. Nobody should have to deal with that. You know, you look at Hollywood, guys. You look at how many of these young folks have come out later on and said that they were abused, sexually abused, as kids by Hollywood elites and stuff like that. That's all pushed under the rug. They don't want that brought out. And then of course they're labeled as crazy, that they're, whatever, angry and stuff like that. And God, I'm trying to think. Corey Haim was one, and Corey Feldman was the other one. Well, Corey Haim ended up ODing, you know, and they consider Corey Feldman like a lunatic. Now he's got his issues. I'm not going to not say he doesn't, but could that be from what happened to him? You know, when you had, and again, it's never been proven 100%. But if you have a grown man that talks in a childlike voice, that has a ranch called Neverland, and you are an adult, and you allow your child to go at that ranch and sleep in the same bed as this grown man, and your kid is what, maybe 11, 12 years old, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. And people like Harvey Weinstein, yeah, he's a predator, absolutely a predator. So, these things all happen. And I'm going to tell you what, Michael Jackson was a fantastic entertainer. Thought he was fantastic, as far as singing goes, but he was a weird dude. Okay, and I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying that he didn't. But as a grown man, you don't have other little boys come and sleep with you in your bed. That's just me. Sorry, not gonna happen. You know. But Who knows? You know what I mean? Well, okay, let me ask you this. If you were Corey Haim or Macaulay Culkin, either one of those guys, and you were, they were young boys and they idolized Michael Jackson, would you want to come out and say, "Oh yeah, Michael Jackson diddled me when I was, a little boy"? I wouldn't want to be the one saying that. So, but again, the majority of the blame on those folks goes to, in my opinions, on the parents. Because as a parent, our job as a parent is to protect our children. It is to protect our children. That's our job. I'm going to tell you, I will tell you a true story. True story. The first time that Heather spent the night at anybody else's house, and this is how this went down. She had gone to a concert with a girlfriend of hers, and the girlfriend's mother went to the concert. They got back from the concert. I had been home and I knew I wasn't going anywhere. So I had a couple of drinks, right? Uh, Dear Ed, are we still PG tonight? Mostly Randy Romines, mostly. Mostly PG. And I'd had a couple of drinks, and Heather called me and said, "Well, they don't want to drive the rest of the way here. Do you want to come and get me?" Well, I had had a few drinks. I wasn't going to go and drive after drinking. So I said, "Well, you know what, Heather? Go ahead and spend the night." And she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." You know how old she was, folks? She was 17 years old. That's the first time Heather went and spent the night at somebody else's house. Because you know why? At that point, she was old enough that where if something was going to be weird, she would call me and she would let me know. She was more responsible. She wasn't a small child. My daughter never spent the night at anybody's house because I was not going to be in that position where I had to do something because somebody did something to my kid, you know. And half these parents, they don't give a crap. They don't. Sorry, true statement. If you don't think that that's a true statement, then you got to be paying attention to what's going on with these kids today because they just, you know. But anyway, I was just as bad PN1 and I had two boys, Mountain Girl. Oh yeah, boys are it's the same thing. Eddie didn't either. Eddie never went to anybody's house and spent the night. Neither did Josh. So, it's just that no, that was not going to happen. So I get you. Your children are your children, and it's your job, it's your responsibility to make sure they're safe and they're okay. So now, are kids going to get into stuff? Are they going to go out and sneak out and do all that type of stuff? Exactly. Exactly. That's what that's kids are going to be kids. They're going to take those chances and do stupid stuff. But if you got a pretty good handle on what they're doing and they know the consequences if they go and do something stupid, nine times out of 10 they're not going to do it. We had a case here in the town that I live in. And these kids stole grandma's Jeep, whatever it was a Jeep of some sort. I think there was 5 kids in the car. Okay. There was a driver, passenger, front seat passenger, 3 kids in the back. Out there joyriding, having a good old time. Took grandma's car. Grandma had no idea the car was gone. They were traveling at a high rate of speed. Hit a T. There was a big old tree where that T was. Hit the tree because they probably hit it about 80, 90 miles an hour because they were inexperienced drivers because they were all like 15 and 16 years old or younger. Uh, of those 5 kids, 4 of them died. One girl survived, and it was not the driver. I think she was the passenger, front seat passenger. She was the only one that survived. Now, first of all, I want you to think about the guilt that that poor kid has the rest of her life, realizing that she's the only one that survived. And why did I survive and all my friends die? Number one. And then it was devastating to the community when you lose that many kids. You remember that story? Yep. Okay. Yep. When you lose that many kids to a tragedy, to stupidity. But that's what happens. Now that little girl, and I'm going to tell you that her life is going to go one of two ways. I'll tell you that right now, and I know this for a fact. Her life is going to go one of two ways. Either it's going to spiral down a toilet, and she's going to be drug, alcohol, and in that mindset because of what happened and the guilt and stuff like that, or she's going to realize that she's been given a gift and she owes it to those other kids to do something positive and good with her life, and she went in that direction. It's either way. It's going to be one of the two. Hopefully she got the support and the help that she needed to deal with that trauma. I couldn't imagine what that has to be like. I couldn't imagine being a parent of one of those other kids that were killed, and have to look at this kid and say, why did she survive and my kid die? I couldn't even imagine any of it. I couldn't, I don't want to, you know. That is why I was super protective of my children and I kept them close to home. If they wanted to have friends over, they were allowed to have any friends over that they wanted to. But guess what? Dad was around and he was making sure that no stupid stuff was going on. So, you know, that was kind of where, you know, that's just kind of where that is. But it was a terrible, terrible tragedy that happened here. But they weren't related to Little Prepper Lady. JJ, good remembrance there. They were not related, but they were kids that hung out at her house with her children. And so she knew all those kids. And they all hung out at her house and they called her mom and all that type of stuff. Yeah. So that she knew. And it was the one, her boyfriend, his best friend was the father of one of the boys that was killed. So, you know, obviously they took it extremely, extremely hard, as anybody would. I mean, now I didn't know any of the children in that incident and when that happened because my kids were older already at that point. But it's just, you know, your heart goes out to them for that type of a situation. It's a horrible, horrible situation. But you know, it is as horrible as it sounds and as weird as it sounds, and I am a big believer in this. I do believe that everything happens for a reason. I think everything happens when it should. There's lessons that we have to learn in life. Now that was a hard lesson for that little girl to have to learn, and so maybe she's destined for something great. I don't know, but had to go through this tragedy to get there. I don't know. I don't know because you can't look at it and say, well, that was okay. You can't. There's no way to look at that. You know what I mean? In that type of a situation. So very, very difficult, you know, to deal with that. So sad. Well, somebody's got some buffering. Everything's fine. Okay. Well, some people are having issues, I guess, and some are not. But you know, life throws you twists, and you know, it's how we deal with those twists and what we look at. I'm going to tell you something else, and I always try to like use myself as an example because I've had quite a life experience. I've seen a lot of things. I've done a lot of things. I've made my fair share of mistakes. I'm not going to ever lie and say that I haven't. I've been no angel. I've never tried to say that I was that either. But it's the choices we make when we get to certain crossroads in our life that changes the direction of your life. You go this way, your life ends up being this, and if your life goes that way, it's going to be this. You know, we all have choices. You know, fortunately for me, my life completely changed when I was 27 years old. Completely changed. I looked at myself. I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like where I was going. I didn't like what I was doing, and I needed to make a change. And so that's what I did. And I always tell people, I said, I pulled my head out of my butt when I was 27 years old. Moved out of state, moved down to North Carolina, lived down there for a year. And when I came back, I was not the same person that left. I was a different person. And it was a choice that I made. Up to that point, I will tell you this, and this is no joke. This is true story. My mother said to my stepfather at one point, she goes, I can't worry about Eddie because Eddie will be dead or in prison by the time he's 30. And I was on that path, folks. I was absolutely 100% on that path. You know, and there was no, I didn't have any responsibilities. I didn't have any kids. I just did what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. And I made a lot of wrong decisions. Not going to lie, I made a lot of wrong decisions. But when, you know, after I got myself together, I came back to New York. I ended up going back to nursing school, got my nursing degree. Then I met the kid's mom, you know, and then I had my children. That was probably for me, it was a major turning point in my life because up to that point, all I had to worry about was me. I didn't have to worry about anybody else. I had to worry about me. When my children were born, these two little innocent babies, wasn't about me anymore. It was about them. My job, my responsibility to take care of them. And it never ends. That never ends. It doesn't like, okay, well, they're 18. And I know a lot of people do this. A lot of people do this. They're 18. Okay, screw you. Get out of here. You're on your own now. You're an adult. And to me, they're like, I've told Heather, I said, Heather, you could be 50 years old. I said, you could be 50 years old. I'll be 86 when she's 50. I said, and when that time comes, I said, you'll still be my baby. Oh, and speaking of.
I just got the phone with my mom.
Ah.
She called me.
Oh, wow. Shocking. And there's Miss Heather.
I have Stella. You can't see her well.
Yes. Stella is in heat. And I don't know if anybody has ever been around a cat that is in heat.
So vocal.
Very vocal. She's very friendly at this point in time.
You're telling me. Oh,
So
I know.
yeah, so she's not handling it well. Oh boy. No, we're not going to show that. This is a PG. We're going to keep it PG. So Stella, stop. Stop. Poor baby. She's yeah.
No, she's not fixed yet. We're gonna get her fixed after this.
Yeah, we just hadn't gotten around to getting hers taken care of yet, but it is definitely yeah. Yeah, it's definitely time to get her fixed though. We're gonna get her squared away
The
because
elevator butt. Exactly.
yeah,
It's going up.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. All right, oh, so it is egg count time, guys. So uh why don't we'll ask what it's 641 in the chat. We're at 370 and a thumbs up. Uh If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. Thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more thumbs up and all that, it really pushes us up higher in ranking. So I appreciate it for that reason as well.
See, Mary Adams said that Siamese cats are the worst when they're in heat. And I can imagine because they are so vocal when they're not in heat.
Yes. So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses up here.
Oh, thank you for calling me cute. I know it.
Now let's not get cocky. All right, if you guys have the same exact guess as Jesse Mullen with 8 eggs today. Now, see, now I didn't tell you, I should have given you the prelim ahead of time, but we did have 8 eggs today. And no, thick neck did not lay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she's um thick neck did not lay today, but we did have 8 eggs today. Yesterday, we had 1 egg yesterday, and I don't even think I ever told anybody. In but yeah, yesterday was 1, and then we ended up with 8 today. So, but we did have a lot of sunshine today, which was nice, up until early afternoon, and then it's when it got overcast, and that was the end of the sunshine. But okay, Max, stop leaning on that. Thank you, sir. He's having himself a nice little scratch. Um, If Thick Neck only knew how famous she is. Yeah, right.
Right? Could you imagine?
She's an awesome chicken. She really is an awesome chicken. So, Francine has a question for you, Heather.
Oh, things are going good. Just keep it on when I can. Always.
Oh, I see Queen Tammy's throwing up your Etsy site there, Heather.
Yeah. So I have to ask a question because I was talking about this with a friend of mine. If I sold like crochet, like hats and stuff and things that were crocheted, would people be interested in that? Because it's also something that I like to do. And it helps to go from one thing to another with the jewelry and then back to crochet because my hands hurt after I do the same thing over and over again. I have to go back and forth. So
Angela Fleming says, "Do you name all your chickens?" Most of them, yeah. Most. Oh, so there's your answers already,
yes,
Heather.
okay. We'll have to see about that. And thank you for everyone who's complimented me. I'm seeing them. I appreciate it.
Okay, so you're getting your answer. People want to see you put up some crochet
Some
stuff.
PN1 stuff. Crochet headbands. Alrighty. I'm taking it. I'm seeing hats and scarves.
Hats and scarves are usually pretty good. She likes to do a lot of those type of stuff.
I have baby caps too.
Ah, there you go. Baby caps are always cool.
I know people will do that and like donate them to hospitals, which I think is wonderful for like preemie babies.
Yeah. Yeah, get some PM1 patches and put them on the hats. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Blankets, it would have to end up being really expensive after the time and effort because it's huge and it takes so long that it probably wouldn't be worth it, that nobody would want to buy it. Well, maybe smaller stuff though.
Jubilee Joe says, having long hair and need headbands. There you go.
Yarn Purple will always promote the yarn arts. True to your name. Kitty outfits.
Like, oh my God. We saw. I got to tell you this, guys. We were out the other day, and there's too much salt on the road for me to even think about putting my bike out on the road yet. But we saw a guy with his bike, had a sidecar. He had his what?
I think, is that our Joshua Greenlee in the chat?
Is that our Joshua?
Can I get a crochet beret? Okay, sorry, continue on with your story, but add a confirmation.
Josh, if that's you in the chat, definitely let us know that it's you in the chat. Because if it is, you know that we just called you and left you a message, and we did not get a call back.
And that's my brother, for everyone asking.
Yes.
Or wondering. Okay, your story.
Okay, so the guy here.
Call us back when we're done with the stream.
Yeah, we'll be done. We'll be done with the stream at 9:20, Josh. Give us a call when or I'll tell you what, we're gonna call you. We're gonna call you when our stream is done. About a half an hour. So that's my boy. Josh is always my boy. He became a Yankee fan because of me. So there you go. Die hard. So anyway, guys, but so there was a guy had the sidecar with his motorcycle, and he had his German Shepherd in the sidecar with the goggles on, and it was awesome. And somebody and Heather was like, "Oh my God, could you see Hella on the motorcycle?" I said, "With a dog, you got to start them when they're puppies, so they don't have that fear." And it would be there's no way I could get a sidecar and have Hella in a sidecar. She would freak right out. Yeah, no baseball season so far. Well, it's because the owners are a bunch of greedy. They're all greedy. They're all greedy, in my opinion. So, but they're doing a lockout. It's not a strike. It's a lockout. So, I know I want baseball season. I need baseball season.
Should have gotten a pic of it. It was too fast for us too, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was just we were driving one way, and they were going another way. So, but yeah, it was fun. So, do you have solar panels? Kyle's asking.
Just a few.
Just a few, yeah.
Wait, hold on, move your head a little bit. You can see them right here.
Yeah, in that picture, they're right there. Yeah.
The old ones.
The old ones. Yeah, the old ones we had before we put the solar rack up.
Oh, thank you, Francine. I appreciate that. I'm just gonna send some yarn because I'm always, he knows, I go to the store and I'm like, can I look at the art section?
Yeah, she's always getting more yarn.
Look at something.
It's not even a matter, Jay Meyer says, bring up the minor league players. They're locking everybody out. Freddie left you. Gas is 401 in central New York. It's funny that you say that because we were out yesterday. So thank you very much for. Okay.
To get an example of what I mean.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Freddie left you for that. We were out yesterday. Gas was 381 yesterday. When we were out today, we had gone to another town. And today it was $3.99. So yeah, it went up that much in one day. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Gas prices are. So he's saying it's 401 in central New York, but it was $3.99 over here. Where yesterday it was $3.81, which had gone up 6 cents from a couple days before then. Gas is $4.99 in California. That doesn't surprise me.
Okay, would you like to model the scarf?
Oh, sure. Here, I'll be like Josh. Hold on a second. I'll be all dashing. There.
This is the only thing I have because everything else I've made I've given away to people. But
yes, it's a nice. Actually, it's very thick.
You can see me do a little thing, and you can see the stitches. It's a double half crochet.
So it's very nice. Very nice. Good to keep you warm. That's for sure. So
that's why it's a scarf.
Yeah, that's why that's a great thing. That's why it's a scarf.
There we go. Oh, you want to see the bracelets I have on? I don't know if I can see them, but I've made almost all of them except like the hair ties, different things with beads and stuff.
And all the bracelets I have on, you see them all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's just too much.
All right, well, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you, everyone, for supporting my work. I appreciate that.
So, yes, if you guys want to check out Heather's stuff, her Etsy channel, people are throwing that up there. JJ just threw it up. Queen Tammy just threw that up as well. So, I do have, hold on, grab that necklace there. This is we picked this up, and actually I got this I picked this up when I was in West Virginia. We stopped at a
Hippie place.
little hippie place. Yeah. So here is a little necklace, and it has. I'll just actually hold it still so you guys can see it. It's got the Gemini symbol on there.
To those who know what I mean, he has a Gemini stellium. I don't remember in which house, but he has a bunch of Gemini placements, which makes sense that he's a chatterbox, because air signs are on this planet to spread information.
There
And
we go.
you are spreading quite a bit of information, I
I
think.
do. Yes. I definitely am not afraid to talk.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Welcome.
Heather should put STD on a scarf.
Yeah, would you give it an STD scarf? I wonder how many people would actually wear it.
Tammy says, "Ed, love your bracelet. Invisible is very nice. It's very in."
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
that's
It never goes out of style.
never
Goes
goes
with
out of
everything.
style. Yes. So,
All right.
all right,
Farewell now.
all right. You're gonna take off.
Yep. I
Well,
have my
thank you
stuff
for
to eat.
yes,
I'm so sorry.
thank you for visiting with us.
Yeah.
She actually stayed for like 10 minutes.
Oh, isn't it?
I
Well, we're
know.
talking about me this time.
Oh,
Sometimes I come in and you're just like, oh hi, and then you keep on talking.
well, I get on a roll with different stuff. You know how that goes. All right. So there's Miss Heather. So, but yeah, I'm an air sign, so I do have a tendency to talk. It's a Gemini trait too, I guess. So, but that's okay. $6 to $7 will be here by Memorial Day. Death of the summer vacation. Yeah, no kidding. A lot of people will definitely not be driving. That's for sure. Oh, someone asked, "Hey Heather, could you do quilts?" Somebody asked if you could do a quilt.
Yeah, I could probably sew that, but that's another thing that would be like more expensive.
Yeah, that'd
because
be
of
more
time and
expensive for
investment.
sure. She could definitely do that, but it would definitely be much more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, Capricorns are known to be quiet. Uh, I dated two Capricorn women, married one. Not my second wife. My first wife was a Capricorn. Uh, it's not a good fit for Gemini. Let me just say that. I don't, in my experience, my experience. Uh, that was yeah. Everybody's uniquely different. Yep. June 9th. I am June 9th. That is my I will be what will I be? 57 this year. God. Where'd that go? I'll be honest with you folks. I sit down some days and I'm like, I'm 57. So first of all, the joke is I'll talk with some of my friends from back in the day and I go, "How am I still alive?" Like, how am I still here? Well, I had an aunt, her birthday was June 8th, and my mom, um, my twin sons are Gemini. Oh, that's cool, D. Very cool. My mom went into labor on June 8th. And so this aunt that I don't ever remember even meeting her. I think she was already gone by the time I got big enough. But she was like, "Oh yes, he's going to be born on my birthday, right?" I was born at 20 minutes after midnight on June 9th. So um, that's why I'm a night person. Oh, I just saw a thing today too, and I thought that this was very, very funny. There was some study done, and of course, I agree with the study 100%. 100%. The study said that people that stay up late at night and like to sleep in, is generally a sign of being more intelligent. Of course. Is that even a question? I just thought that was very funny. So, Pisces is supposed to be a good fit for Gemini. My second wife was a Pisces. And I think Aquarius. I think Aquarius is supposed to be a good fit for Gemini as well. I always I take people individually. If they're, you know, if you click, you click. I mean, and that's what it comes down to. I think in any situation, we all have our type. Everybody's got a type, and that's okay. That's what makes the world go around, right? You know what I mean? That's what makes the world go around. If we all have our type and we have certain things, like a good example, I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and and she was saying that some women like hairy men, and some women don't. They would rather have a guy that doesn't have any hair. So like some women like the beard, some women don't like the beard. It just it's all whatever. And I just I change it up. That's what I do. I change it up all the time. So I'm an Aquarius and 9 years older than you. Oh, okay. Dallas Homestead. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, the years do fly by, though. I will definitely tell you that. Yeah, depending on where the hair is. Well, like I said, like in my case, I can from about here, from here back, I'm pretty good still. Even in the back, I got the hair in the back. Like I don't have the whole horseshoe thing working, but I would definitely have it probably right about to here. But I don't care. I there was another article. I want you guys to think about this, and we're gonna do shout outs here in a minute. I know we're just like BSing now. We did get serious in the beginning of this, so we really did. So there was another article that I read that said that 60%, and I want you to think about this, 60% of men would rather lose a limb than go bald. I'm like, what? I mean, I've been shaving my head for 20 years. For 20 years. I don't care. Hair is not a big deal to me. I do not even give a crap. I'm like, no, I want all my limbs. Let the hair go. I'm okay with that. Are you kidding me? I'd be more than happy if this never grew back. If there was a pill out there, yeah, how dumb is right? Exactly. If there was a pill that I could take and have my hair grow back, I wouldn't take it. Bella, stop. No, no, I know. She's trying to climb up. What? Or well, okay, for a minute, just for a minute. Well, you're gonna help me do some shout outs. Oh, now we got another one. Okay, heaven forbid, Daddy's busy. We don't like that. So anyway, guys, let's do some shout outs. Okay, we can't be staying up here. Okay, down, 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 down. She's a big baby. All right. All right. So let's do some shout outs for some other channels. We'll start off with Icky Can up in Canada. Let's give him some support. He's a good dude. Really, Boss Prepping. I just subscribed to your channel. Oh, Boss Prepping? Okay. Well, Boss Prepping, there we go. I have not seen his channel yet, so I cannot give you any kind of insight in any way, shape, or form. So I do apologize for that. But we have North Shore Preparedness. We have Sean James and My Self Reliance up in Canada as well. You also have Canadian Prepper up there. A lot of good information with him. You have Alaskan Prepper. Highly, highly recommend him as well. Bizariza Jizza is another great channel. A lot of with his Carrington Chronicles. Really good information. Pay attention to that. Listen to what he's talking about. I think it's really, really cool. You have Alaskan Granny as well out there. You have Doug and Stacy. They have a great channel. You have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast. Awesome channel there as well. The Uneducated Economist is another one. You have Angry Prepper down in New York City. Awesome channel there too. Jason is a good dude, so let's show him some support as well. You also have Kyle's Cabin up in Minnesota. Young couple up there doing their thing. You have Mary Greeley News. The Nomadic Movement is another young couple down in Panama doing their thing. We have Ryan Hall, y'all, of course. Love Ryan Hall. He's a great, great weatherman. He's a lot of fun and he loves what he does. You have Pinball Preparedness. You got Green Greg's. Also, you have Southern Prepper One. You have Bush Radical. You have Girl in the Woods as another one is really good as well. You have Wrangle Star has got a really good channel out there. Bushcraft Bear with over in the Canary Islands in La Palma. A lot of good information with him as well. Bjorn Hansen is another really good channel. Corporal's Corner is another one that's got a lot of good information. You have Magic Prepper out in North Dakota. You have Mary Greeley News. You have the Needy Homesteader is another really good channel with a lot of good information as well. Gray Man Prepping is another good channel. I've been on his channel as well. There's a lot of great information, a lot of good channels out there sharing information, and I think that the Uneducated Economist. You have Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. You have Adapt 2030. You have God. There's so many channels. You got the Green Dream Project out in Arizona is another one as well. So. But there is Steve Wallace with Camping with Steve. Another, that's just a fun channel. It's really good to watch him. Takes your mind off the craziness of the world that's going on. But like I said, looking at different channels for different perspectives of how they do things, I think that that's a good thing. I think that that's a healthy thing. And so I think we should be supporting each other as an off-grid community. And Survival Lily, yep, is another one. She is another really good channel. So a lot of good channels out there. Again, we should be all supporting each other, and I think that that's what we should be doing. All right. Somebody's saying Appalachian Homestead. Don't know the channel, but we'll give him a shout out. 80K Man. Yes, I didn't mention 80K Man, who is in the Adirondacks, and so he's got. Well, he's way north in New York. So good channel up there, a lot of good information with him as well. But again, look at different channels, look at different perspectives, how different people see different things. I think that it's a good, and I think it's a healthy thing to do. And, so I definitely support that all the way. But East Tennessee Preparedness, yep, that's another good channel. So, but yeah, there's, like I said, there's so many channels out there, guys. And that's going to be it for shout outs for tonight. But we should definitely be supporting each other, and I think that that is a smart thing to do. It's a good thing to do, and we're a small community. We really, really are. And so, I have. Let's see. This year, I think is my 12th year on YouTube, or it was as of September. We'll start my 12th year, I think, on YouTube. So been around for a while, seen a lot of channels come, a lot of channels go, seen a lot of channels that were a lot bigger than me, that were come and gone. With anything, there's always going to be a burnout factor. You get some people get too big for their britches, think that they're more important than they are. I always tell people, I put my pants on the same way John D. Rockefeller did, one leg at a time. I'm no better than anybody else. Uh, you know, I just have the gift for gab, which I've always had the gift for gab. Um, you know, have you watched a channel called A American? I have not, Francine. I have not seen. I never even heard of that channel, to be honest with you. So, but you know, I just I want to help people. That's my goal. My goal is to help people to help themselves too. If I can help you and wake you up and get you prepping so that you're not a victim, then I consider that I've done my job. Oh yeah. Also, right now, my sales going on with the Legacy Freeze Dried Foods. Um, who just put the? Let's see, where is that? JJ just threw up there. The discount code is 100,000 subscribers, and it's the numerical 100,000. If you are looking to get freeze dried foods, definitely check it out. Go preppernurse1.com, click on store. It will drop down. You'll see Legacy Foods. You click on that, it'll take you to the store within the website. If you decide to make a purchase, when you're checking out, you have to use a discount code 100,000 subscribers, and you'll save 20% on your purchase. It's a good time to do it. They're in stock with everything. They're shipping things out really, really quickly. So definitely take advantage of that as well. GMO free, 25 years shelf life. It is the largest portion size of any of the other freeze dried food companies, and that does make a difference. You get more bang for your buck with the Legacy. It is a really good food to have, so I definitely highly recommend it. I have it again. I will show you guys. I have it in my preps. Okay, so it's right there. It's a big part of what I do as well. I think you need to have freeze dried food along with everything else. You better have canned goods, dry goods, all those other things as well, but you need to be diversified. All right. So, anyway, that's what we have going on there. So, definitely take advantage of that. It's fun. Now, today they said we hit 40 degrees today. I think it was, they said 40. Not up here. We are generally 5 to 6 degrees colder up here than down in town. So if it was 40 in town, we were at about 34 up here. So that's kind of, you know, that's where we're at with that. So, um, MRE in your stockpile? No, actually, Kyle, I used to have MREs, but MREs have a shelf life of 7 to 10 years. And so I had some and I never used them and they went past their date. So I actually had to end up getting rid of them. I did not even eat them, which I should have done. That's why I like the freeze dried foods because it has a 25-year shelf life. I always say the freeze dried foods are perfect for the lazy prepper. And not necessarily that anybody's lazy, but you buy it, you can forget about it in 25 years. If something happens in that 25-year period, all you got to do is grab it, hot water, and you're good. So, that's are you stocking up on more gasoline? I'm keeping myself right now where I'm at as far as gasoline until we move. Once we move, I may add more gas at that point. But as we know, as we were talking about early in the stream, gas continues to get more and more expensive. I think that is also being done on purpose, and I've talked about this. If we opened up the drilling and the in stuff here and opened up the pipelines that Biden shut down the minute he got into office, um, we would be in better shape here, better that we could be oil independent. But they don't want us to have cheap gas. Biden doesn't, and this is again strictly my opinion, but he can't push his whole green initiative garbage unless he can make it so expensive and so outrageous to buy gas that it's going to cost you a fortune to get it. Right. So all these little axillary situations that are happening, they can drive the prices up and they can make more money and they can make it more difficult for the average person to even get in a car and drive anywhere. So it's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. So exactly. Again, if I don't believe, somebody had said earlier they would think that it would be an EMP. Won't be an EMP. I don't think that it would be an EMP. It'll be a grid down situation. And I want you guys to really contemplate this for a second, okay? And this is why I believe it'll be a grid down situation. Look how we act if there's a hurricane. 3 days into a hurricane, you can't get gas or there's nothing to get and all that type of stuff. If you did a temporary grid down situation, let's say we did a grid down situation for a month. Just think about that. A month of a grid down situation. How bad you think things would be in this country in a month? It would be a nightmare. It would be a nightmare. With inside of a week, people would be killing each other over whatever. So think about that. Plan accordingly. Put yourself in a situation where do you want to be a victim or do you want to be the one that has something and you better be able to be prepared to protect what you have? Those are things you need to think about. So I live in Pensacola, Florida for 20 years. People never prepared. And exactly, Lynn, I don't understand that mentality, especially when you live in an area that any given year you can have a hurricane come down through there and cause a lot of devastation for a while and they don't prepare. Makes no sense to me. Makes absolutely no sense to me. But we live in a society that thinks everything's going to be this wonderful, nothing's ever going to change, everything is great, the government's always going to take care of us. Well, they prove that they don't. You look at Hurricane Katrina, guys. You go back, watch the footage, watch what happened there. Scary situation. It happened. You can't take it away. I'll never forget it. That was a turning, like I said, that was my turning point for me. And that's what got me prepping. Because at the time, Josh was what, six? No, 2000. Yeah, Josh was 10. The twins were 4. So that was in 2005. Josh was 10. The twins were 4. And I looked at that situation and I said, oh my God, if something happens, we're screwed. We're screwed. Hey Gigi, Ed, are your potatoes a success in the grow bags, and did you plant them whole? They were not a success in the grow bags. I did get some potatoes, and I did plant them whole. You don't always have to plant them whole. As long as you got eyes on that potato, you can cut it up. If you got the eyes on different spots, you can cut that potato up and make several different plantings. We did it in the grow beds this last year, did it in the grow beds, and was huge success uh, with our potatoes. So that's if you can do a grow bed, a raised bed, that would be the way I would encourage you to do so. Right. So, um, you know, Ed, you were right about the money here in Canada. It's 157 per liter, going up 10 cents tomorrow and uh, $2 by the spring per liter. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. And again, it's an agenda. It's absolutely an agenda. And we are it comes down to, like I've always said, guys, what are we willing to put up with? That's what it always comes down to. And when people have had enough, If you remember the last time when gas got super expensive, people started flipping out, and then all of a sudden the prices came back down, and they kept them down for quite a bit. But yeah, and then the president that we had the last 4 years, we had good gas prices, if you guys remember. So congratulations for all of you who voted for the individual that we have in the White House now, because there is an agenda, and you look at where the prices are now. So interesting, huh? You get what you ask for, and that's all I'm going to say. So anyway, let's do. We are Legion. We are Legion because we are many. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge network. We're a huge family. Um, we are one. I mean, realistically, we're all like-minded people. Oh, it's all over. Get that later. So where's everybody from tonight? We have Westchester County, Maryland, Franklin County, Ohio, North Alabama, the Adirondacks, Buffalo, New York, Waterloo, New York, Nowhere, Oklahoma, Western Iowa, Navajo Nation in Arizona. We have Connecticut, Illinois, South Dakota, Columbus, Ohio. Let's see, North Highlands of California, snowy Western New York. Georgia's in the house, New Jersey, Nowhere, Oklahoma, BC, Canada, uh, Upper East Tennessee, West Tennessee. We have Northeast Texas, St. Augustine, Florida, Salem, Oregon, Las Vegas, Sullivan, Indiana. Let's see. No, it's not invalid. If you go on my website, preppernurse1.com, and put in the discount code 100,000 subscribers, that's the 20% off discount when you check out. Leesburg, Florida. We have Delaware, Christmas Valley, Oregon, Central Kentucky, Central Illinois, Marquetta, Pennsylvania, Key West, Florida, Michigan, Northeast Kentucky, uh, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Virginia Beach, Central Missouri, West Virginia, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Eckhart, Indiana, Mississippi, Pennsylvania Wilds, San Francisco, California. Let's see. Ontario, Canada is in the house. Very nice. Kettling, Ohio. We have Nebraska's here. Orlando, Florida. Ulster Park, New York. We have Texas. So again, guys, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge network of people. We're a huge family. We really, really are. Somewhere, Oklahoma. I like that too. Wisconsin. So another California again. So yeah, it's just we're the ones that can make a difference now. We're also the ones that can make a difference at the end when things go really, really bad, helping people to understand what they need to do and how they need to do it. So, just something to think about. Okay. So, anyway, I do want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean, getting rid of people that want to come in and play little childish games. So, I appreciate you guys getting rid of them. Also, I appreciate you guys for being here as well. Supporting the channel, which is very appreciated as well. You guys are awesome, and so just keep doing, control what you can control. Keep prepping, keep getting ready. You're going to be fine. That's the only thing we can do. Whatever these lunatics that are in control are going to want to do, there's not much we can do about it. It's how we act when the time comes. Notice how I say not react. We don't want to react. You better have a game plan in place. You better be ready as much as you possibly can be. And when the time comes, you do what you need to do to protect yourself, your family, the people that you care about, the people in your group. Okay. Those are the things that we need to be focusing on. So, anyway, remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. Uh, as soon as we could ever figure that out, man, we would be in so much better shape. If we stop pissing away money, um, you know, yeah, 100,000 with the comma. That's the discount code. 100,000. You got to have the comma in there. So, but anyway, if you, like I said, if we could ever stop fighting and doing wars and all this other stuff and put that money to good, it'd be amazing what we'd accomplish. Really would be. We would be in so much better shape. So much better shape. But they don't want that. They would rather have us all fighting each other over the scraps, over your color, my color, your religion, my religion, your political affiliation, my political affiliation, you're vaxxed, I'm not vaxxed. These are all nonsensical, unimportant, realistic details. Whatever happened to I respect your right to do whatever you want to do as long as it doesn't hurt me? Whatever happened to that? You know, it it's sad. It is sad. And then you have these people, these what do you, I hate to I'm trying to think of what do you what do I want to call them. You get these people that they got the agenda, and as soon as you don't agree with what the agenda is, then you're gotten rid of and you're kicked out and you're gone. It's ridiculous. So also, guys, remember, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from achieving your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. Don't listen to people that tell you what you cannot accomplish. Don't listen to those people. And, just do the best you can. Take care of your business, and you're going to be good. All right, guys. I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.